Now the Norwell community shop, I think everybody has missed Brenda's. I have to say, I didn't call very often, but if I was flying from one village to the other and I wanted something, I popped in. And I have to say the cake was delicious. But we are where we are. The shop has closed. So I think Andy and Roy and Laurie put this together because they could see the future. And the future is, basically, we're going to find it very difficult if services are taken away to get from A to B, and you become more reliant on what is in your village. So when I was told some weeks ago that the group had put this idea together, I can't, as I've explained with the solar farm, at the moment I can't support it or say that I don't support it. But I look at villages and I look at what they're losing. And what you need in a village more than anything else is a community. And if you've got a community and you've got a community facility, as you have here with this lovely village hall, and when it was first mentioned that Brenda's was closing, I was at a parish council meeting, and I did say, was there any possibility of asking the village hall committee if they would allow that small meeting room to be extended and used as a village shop. And the next time I came here, I heard that that wasn't a possibility. So I think your decision is, you're going to have a referendum, you're going to be asked. I think what you need to do is to think, what is best for the village? What is best for me? How do I get a loaf of bread? How do I get a paper? How do I shop for some meat if there isn't a bus to go on and I haven't got my car? Everybody's, without a shadow of a doubt, is finding the cost of living very difficult. And if you've got something more locally, I mean, we've got a shop at Muscombe, and I will be perfectly honest, it's in South Muscombe. Everybody uses it. It's amazing. I hear people say that they've been to the Muscombe shop. I have to admit I've never walked in it, but that's because I'm never really at home. But if I really wanted something, then my husband goes down. But you have to think, where do I get milk from on a frosty night, frosty day, like we've just had, the snow? How convenient it is. But above anything else, what you're missing, I think, is your community, where you can go and sit. If you're at home all day and you're a bit lonely and you're not seeing anybody, you can walk off down to the shop and go and have a cup of coffee with somebody you know. And that is what the community is all about. So there isn't a shadow of a doubt. If this goes to planning, and I have suggested to the group, they do go to pre-application, which they were going to do, and I've given the officer's name to them. She's the business manager, and they will write to her. She will look at it along with her fellow officers, and they will see whether it's feasible. If it isn't feasible, they will advise that it's not suitable. That'll be it. End of story. And this, I gather, is the only piece of land that's available to build upon. So that opportunity would go. The only thing that I would say is that this may be your last opportunity, because I know that the group have worked very hard, and I can't think of any other residents in any other village that have worked as hard as these people to get to where they are now. Many people would just say, we're not bothering, there isn't any space, we don't want it. Have a decision to make. All I would say to you is, please don't make a quick decision on it and turn it down. Bear in mind what I've said. The buses are getting less, the bus service is getting less. We've got a problem in Farndon, which I've got to go back and deal with, and a problem in Muscombe. And it's going to leave villages very isolated. And if you've got a community facility that you can use, you can go down and have a coffee with your friends. Doesn't matter what the weather's doing. And it was raised about the car parking. Yes, it's always a problem. It doesn't matter where you are, whether it's a house or what it is, it's always a problem. But I think a lot of people will walk. When you look around the village, people are walking. So they'll just walk to the shop instead of walking probably up to the church. You know, they'll do a different route. Have a cup of coffee, whatever, ice cream in the summer, and you'll get your community built up, which is what you need to do. Because as I see it in the villages I see, you've either got a good shop or you've got nothing. And so I wish you well with it. I hope to goodness you make a good decision, whichever way it is. I, on behalf of the village, will thank the group who've done the work to date, because I think they've stood the cost. There hasn't been a cost yet to the village. They've stood the cost, and they're prepared to lose it if it all goes upside down. So on behalf of the village, I would like to thank them, because I know how busy they've all been. They've all got jobs, but they're still doing this. And if you do go ahead, then they certainly need your support.